Hey, Dr. Fred, TMT. This is take 3. Boom. Hey, we keep trying, but the audio keeps screwing up. And we got an important message that we want you to hear because we're spirits on a human journey here to fulfill a soul purpose. And when we understand that we are spirit, we are life force first. Guess what? You are life force. Say, I am life force. We are life force energy because our spirit is energy, comes into our body. Right when we're born or when we're in gestation in our mother's womb, we go through this life, and through this life we're energy systems. We're life force energy, and we go through our life, and then that spirit goes out of our body, right? So when our physical eyes close, we may realize our spiritual eyes open, and then we become aware at that moment that maybe they were open the whole time. My question is, do you want to be conscious that your spiritual eyes are open throughout this human journey? So if we do, then we realize we're life force first. We are life force emerging. That life force comes out of us. So sometimes, we're tired and we're a bit run down. Why? Because it's not emotional fatigue, it's emotional fatigue. If we are life force, then how can we be tired? So it's kind of like this flashlight. If we turn this flashlight on, right, this thing emerges light. So we are the light. Right, so we have a beautiful sunny day. Does this thing emit much light? Does it change? Well, we don't really see it because it's a bright sunny day, but we know the sun's gonna set, it's gonna get dark. Hey, we may drop our keys, and then what do? We take this flashlight because this gives us security. This is our source. This is the light. But to know the light, you have to know the source. To know our life force, to know who we are, we have to know God. We have to know the universe. We see all these, you can go on Netflix and see all these documentaries about these amazing, miraculous things in nature, yet we are that nature. We're part of that. We are cosmic expression and emergence of nature and of life force energy. So imagine if this flashlight could never turn off. Well, what happens is, during the light, no big deal. When it's dark, darkness are like the conditions of the world and stress, and then we use a flashlight because we're looking for something. But it's the definition of the darkness that zaps our energy. It's our emotional stress. It's the meaning. But again, when we understand we are life force emerging and we're connected to source, then we realize energy is a perspective. If we are life force energy first, then when we're tired, are we physically tired? Or are we more emotionally tired? Are we stressed about something that's robbing our energy? Or do we lose sight of the fact that we're life force, eternal energy first? Are we tapping in to eternal universal energy that's moving through us and healing us and emerging outside of us? All of a sudden, your consciousness and your body vibration changes, and you become above your conditions. You become above your worries. There isn't darkness. There's only light. And when things happen, you view them from a different consciousness because this light is always on, right? So how do we connect to the source? Well, the other day, actually it was yesterday, I have a Corvette and a motorcycle in my garage. And so the motorcycle's in front of the Corvette, and I go to start my Corvette because I wanted to ride my bike. All of a sudden, my battery's dead. Why? Because I have another car I drive all the time, so I got to call AAA again. The guy comes over and goes, "Wasn't I over here 2 months ago?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I traveled a bunch. I forgot to drive my Corvette to change my battery. So he hooks it up. Boom! Thing fires right up. Did I have an energy source problem, or did I forget that to keep tapped into that energy, I gotta use it, right? I gotta drive it. I can't let it go more than 2 weeks at a time. So he comes back 2 months later, and I'm like, shoot, man, I forgot to drive it. Do we forget that we're life force energy? Do we forget that we're connected to the source? We have a beautiful day out here. Sun is shining. I feel the warmth. Got my little t-shirt tan right here. But what do I feel? I feel the effect of the sun. What do I feel? I see daylight. I feel warmth. But what's the source? The source is the sun. See, we automatically associate it with the sun, but do we associate our life force energy with God and the universe? So if you want to take your consciousness, if you want to take your life to another level, let's be life force. Let's see ourselves as life force first and energy. We're an energy being in a physical body creating a soul purpose. in this world. So we have 3 steps. How do you connect with life force? How do you see yourself as life force? So I don't create prosperity, I am prosperity. I don't create abundance, I am abundance. I don't create scarcity or lack. I'm not scarcity or lack, but we create negative things, right? We create scarcity or lack. Abundance is who we are. We are not fear, we are love. We create fear. And all these things, we get so caught up in our mind that we forget that we're life force energy first. So what are 3 steps? 3 steps to remind yourself of life force energy. Let's check it out. Number 1, what if we see the beauty in all things? So let's look around. Man, it's a beautiful day. There's grass, there's beautiful homes, we have a beautiful ocean. Look at this beautiful view. I mean, when I lived in Seattle, I had a bright green forest with tall trees and deer and eagles. You know, there's beauty no matter what you look at. Could I walk out here on a cloudy, rainy day and see the beauty in the rain? Could you see the beauty in the clouds as much as you can the sunshine? Because when you see the beauty in all things, then we see that God is always all around us, that we're immersed in God. And we see the physical world as spirit coming into physical manifestation. So number 1, see the beauty in all things. Would that change your tone? Number 2, let's have gratitude for things that we judge or we don't like. Imagine, you know, that the mantra, what you resist persists. Because what we don't like, we're feeding it energy. And the more energy we feed it, the more it persists. What if we had gratitude for our challenges? What if we saw ourselves as responsible, as life force energy creating? And that was here to give us a lesson. That was here to give us skill or to give us faith or to show us how to get to the next level. Where was my state when that thing appeared in my life? When we take responsibility for creating it, then we realize we're actually successful no matter what it is. So imagine if you see beauty in all things, and imagine if you have gratitude for each challenge, because each challenge can bring you back to love. When you love a problem, then it disappears. You don't have a problem. When you have gratitude and appreciation and love for a challenge, the challenge disappears. You get in a higher consciousness, and all of a sudden your solutions change. What's step 3? Man, we see beauty and we have gratitude for our challenges. Then we can feel it in our body. Imagine, how would you feel if you saw beauty and had gratitude for challenges? Now we feel it in our body. Our body is a physical expression. What we think can create, but what we feel manifests on a much higher level, right? Previous TMT, heart energy has 5,000 times more manifesting energy than mind energy. When we feel it in our body, when we see beauty, when we have gratitude for challenges, we're learning to live from our heart. And now we can create great things. Now when we have love and we see beauty and that's inside us, then let's give it. So we're blessed, and then we be a blessing. Isn't that really the highest contribution that we can make to all of humanity, is to be a blessing? Because when we change and contribute and love one person, we begin to change the world. You make a difference in one person's life, then we can make a difference in the world. Change the consciousness of yourself, we can change the consciousness of other people, and the impact that you have in your life becomes amazing. See the beauty in all things, have gratitude for things that you don't like, lose the judgment, have gratitude, and then fill yourself. Not only will that fill yourself with love, then give it. Hey, there's 3 steps. Say, I am life force emerging. See and feel yourself as life force energy, God's energy emerging and radiating out into the world. Your whole beingness and consciousness will change. Hey, thanks for being patient. That was take 3. Hey, we're going to be doing Facebook Live Tuesday, June 11th. We're going to be going through more of this right here. Check out Facebook Live, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And always, this is all comes from you are more powerful than you think. And thank you for following these TMTs. Love you guys. Thanks for being patient today.